I've done it again. I've done it again. I've bought a high mileage Range Rover Sport, an old one as well. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on Buy Sell Cars TV. I've bought another Range Rover Sport. It's a 2.7 TD V6, so it is the older model. This is a 2007 car, but let's get into the video, guys. I know you're all gonna be excited to see if I bought an absolute dog of a Range Rover Sport, because let's be honest, buying a Range Rover Sport from auction, especially of this age, probably not the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna explain to you in this video why I think this was a really good buy, and I'll give you my first impressions when I'm driving this home. So let's go out, and I'm gonna show you this car now. Here she is, the 2007 Range Rover Sport. It's the 2.7 TD V6. So let's start on the bodywork. My first impressions, to be honest, I'm very happy with this. There were one or two things which I was aware of on the paintwork when I was bidding. Nothing has really come and shocked me so far, but as you can see, guys, it really is in good condition. Now, the thing I noticed on the online auction when I was bidding was that the rear quarter has a little bit of a crease over here. As you can see, it's a bit of a ripply one, but we're going to get that sorted anyway. And the only thing I didn't notice, which is really strange, I don't know if someone's tried to break into this car, but you can sort of see the window is detaching itself from the car, but I wasn't aware of that, but I will get that rectified. Can't really see it being a major issue. Maybe someone tried to break into these cars, I don't know, but guys, just look at it. It looks absolutely brilliant in this color. You don't really come across these old ones in white. You generally tend to see people have got them wrapped. Back in the day when white really kicked off, it was quite a common thing for people to get these cars wrapped, but to find one which is in the original paintwork from factory isn't very common when it comes to this specific year of car. So that's why I was very keen to get this specific car. I thought it looks absolutely brilliant. It looks a lot more expensive than it is. The color just makes it look a lot newer as well, because obviously this is a bit dated now, this shape, but you know, in this color I really think it helps. A couple of other good things about this car as well. It's got the side steps. So yeah, these steps were fitted recently. I think a couple of years ago they were fitted on by Range Rover main dealer, so that was all original part fitted. I think I've got the invoice for that, which is around £1,600, and as you can see, it really sets off the car as well. It just makes a big difference and gives it that road presence. But anyway, that's the exterior. Let's hold on to the interior now. As we can see, it's got black leather. It's absolutely in fantastic condition, this car really is. Center console, everything over here is got minimal wear. It's really been looked after, this Range Rover. Another bonus about this car, I don't know if you can see, but it also has got an Harman Kardon sound system as well. Really is in good condition for the age of the car. Nothing out of the ordinary. The one thing which I did notice, I saw these headphones in the photos, so I thought, is there any rear screens? Unfortunately there wasn't. However, what we do have is we have a pop-up screen which comes out from here. Now this is absolutely fantastic. You can put your DVDs into here. I haven't tested it, of course, but from what I'm guessing, your DVDs go in here, and for kids this is fantastic. So this is a really good addition to this car. So anyway, guys, let's give it a first start up. The car has been driven already, to me, to be honest. It was in the auction hall, but the way they've changed it, they brought the car to me, but I've pulled over on the side, and I'll give you a quick start up of the car now. Right, let's give it a quick start up. Absolutely sounds fantastic. So far the car does sound brilliant. There's nothing on the dashboard to suggest there's a problem, but you never know. So what we're going to do quickly, I'm going to go outside, check the engine oil, check the water before we drive off, as I always do. That's really important, guys. You need to always check that. Little things like that are so vital, they can kill your engine. So I'm going to go check that now, and then I'm going to set up the cameras. Right, guys, I'm going to let the engine run for a little bit, but overall so far I'm really happy with this purchase. I'm going to get into the reasons why I went for this and why I was so confident, but so far it seems good and it looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to see you on the road, guys. Right, guys, let's get straight into the video. First impressions on driving this car and just pulling out of the auction. It is very nice. I'm pleasantly surprised at how nicely this car is driving. Obviously I know I'm only 2 minutes into the drive, and there's only so much you're going to know about this car, but it drives very good. So far everything seems good. The car, like I said, is changing gears effortlessly, and the engine is pulling very nicely. The only thing which is actually annoying me a little bit is that window I spoke about earlier, so I can sort of hear the draft coming through, and it is a bit annoying, but it's only a small thing, we can get rectified. Why did I buy a high mileage Range Rover again? Did I buy it because the last video I done very well? No. I've always wanted one of these Range Rovers. Since they came out, I've always wanted one, and I've always wanted one in white. Like, there was a time where I was actually looking at buying the facelift model of this as a car for myself, but I've always wanted one, and I know these cars do have crazy amount of common problems. I don't need to bore you with them. I'm sure all of you will be aware of these things. You know, if you aren't, Google's your best friend. There are a million and one things that Google will tell you about these cars and common problems to look out for. These range from engine failure, rod bearings, air suspension. There's so many things, but I'm going to now tell you guys what I took a chance on this car, and kind of sort of something I spoke about before in videos. Like, I mentioned that if a car is maintained properly and correctly, generally, you know, nothing really major will go wrong. You still will have some reliability issues, 100% of course, but if the car has been looked after throughout its life, you know, less likely that things will go wrong. Now, there was a few reasons why I was attracted to specifically buying this car when I saw it pop up. The main reason being, it's got full main dealer service history, guys. 12 stamps, 12 main dealer. Now, that in itself just tells me so much about this car, that no expense really has been spared. And even off the age of the car, what you tend to find is when cars are a bit older, people just take them to their local mechanics, which is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, when you take your car to the main dealer, this guy should not have pulled out. When you are taking your car to the main dealer, you know everything's being replaced with genuine parts. And if anything, they are doing their job over the top, shall I say, sometimes. You know, they point out things as advisories and recommend, you know, things to be replaced. So in that sense, a car that has been maintained from a main dealer and has had service accordingly done to the manufacturer specification, it should be a good engine. And for that reason, so far, this engine seems good. It sounds healthy, it's driving very good so far. Of course, I know I'm only 5 minutes into the drive, but for the reason of the service history, I was confident enough to buy this car. You know, it's a 3-owner car, guys. The last owners only had it for 2 years. So if you think the first 2 owners of the car had it for pretty much throughout, you know, 12, 13 years. So that's always a good sign, because, you know, people who've paid a lot of money for a car would like to look after it. It's a good thing that even the last owner still got its service from main dealer. It's good for me. It'll really help sell the car. So that was the first point. The second point, which is also a very, these cars are really boaty, I can't lie. This does not drive like the newer shape Range Rover Sport. This is a lot more boaty. But anyway, second point, guys, why was I interested in this car? The colour just sold it to me. You don't come across the older shapes in the white. Now, a lot of people do tend to wrap them. You do find sometimes the facelift models, which is 2009 onwards, they do come in the white, but you rarely do see this older shape. Now, the fact that it was a low owner, full main dealer service history, and it's in white, I just thought this is a fantastic car to buy. I don't mind even having to sit on this car for a little while because of the margin I've got in it. I will tell you guys how much I paid for the car, but I think I'm just going to get this one advertised. Once it has sold, I'll give you guys a breakdown of the costs and the profit as well, because, you know, I'm going to try it out sort of 7,995. It is more on the higher end at 7,995. However, I feel that the combination of the colour, the ownership and the service history really makes a difference. You know, it might be £1,000 higher than cars in its category, or, you know, on the market, shall I say. But having that peace of mind when you're buying an older car, such as a Range Rover, that has been fully serviced from the main dealer, it's worth the premium, shall I say, and it's a peace of mind for someone who's buying the car. So I'm going to test it out around that sort of price, but I will let you guys know the profit and sort of what I paid for it as well once I've sold it. So those are the two reasons why I really wanted to buy this car, guys. And comment down below, guys, if you think, you know, have I made the right decision by sort of looking at those two things and thinking this is going to be a good car? You know, when you are buying blind, there's so many things that can go wrong when you are buying, especially a Range Rover. You know, they're cheap at auction for a reason, because people do know that you do get a lot of faults with them. But I was willing to take the risk. It all comes down to what you pay for, as I always say, guys. And I'm really happy with this, guys. Like, the spec of it is fantastic as well. I love the fact that it's got black leather. It's very, very nice and soft leather as well. It's got Harman Kardon sound system, guys. It's got navigation. Navigation might be standard on these, to be honest, but it's also got, as I mentioned, the interior. a flip out DVD player, which is fantastic. You know, if you're a family and you've got kids, it's got wireless headphones in the back as well. So all of these things will just help sell the car. You know, if you are a family person and you're looking at two different Range Rovers and there's one that's got this in the back for the kids, you know, it just makes life easier. It's already ready installed. I think I've done really well with this. I'm very happy. I trusted my gut. It was an educated decision and a calculated risk, shall I say. So for that reason, oh, these are so boaty. You literally feel like you're going to tip over in one of these. I'm really surprised at how nice it drives though. Like, you know, the suspension's pretty good. It's not too crashy. All 4x4s as they get old, you know, they sort of tend to come a bit crashy, but it's not bad. I'm gonna drive this car around for a little bit, to be honest. The brakes feel good as well. Steering's lovely. It's got a couple of things on the car that I want to say are standard, but they may not be. Cruise control, voice command as well. Like I said, I want to say they're standard, but I need to check. It's the first Range Rover Sport of this sort of era I've had, so I do need to check. But overall, guys, I think it's a wicked buy. It looks really good. It definitely looks the part for 8 grand, to be honest. You know, I definitely think this car will fly out the window. How long it'll take, I don't know. Never had one of these before, so it's, you know, it's going to be interesting to see. But I just wanted to make this video, guys, to show you that you can buy an old Range Rover that's done a bit of high miles, and nothing seems to be majorly wrong with this car. You know, I know some of you will be saying, "Oh, you've only driven it for 5 minutes." You know a lot about a car when you drive it within the first 10 seconds or first minute, shall I say. So, you know, yes, there may be a few niggly things that I will realise when I get home or in the next few days. However, at this moment in time, I can say mechanically that this car is driving faultless. That's why I just wanted to make this video as well, because on the last Range Rover video done, everyone was bashing the fact that they all break down. And, you know, there's no denying it. I know Range Rovers do have their issues, but the point is, if a car is maintained regularly, you are less likely to have these issues. And of course, I know people do buy new ones and have their fair teething issues, but guys, a car is a mechanical and electrical thing. Like, things do go wrong, but by buying a car that's been serviced on time correctly, using genuine parts, has not been neglected, you are less likely to come across these issues. Now, this is a prime example, guys. This Range Rover will be for sale for around 8 grand and it's driving faultless at the moment, shall I say. But you are less likely to come across issues because of the service history. The amount of people that I know that have Range Rovers and don't really have loads of issues. So don't just believe what you see online all the time, guys. This one's done 119,000 miles, so it's high-ish mileage, shall I say. It's not for the year, but it's, you know, it's still high mileage for a lot of people. So what am I going to have to get done to this car, guys? Well, first thing I'm going to get looked at is obviously the bodywork, get that addressed, get the window rectified at the same time as well. I might get the wheels refurbed. They don't look too bad, but let's see. I might get those done as well. Service-wise, I think the car was serviced recently from the main dealer, but if it's due, I'll get it done. MOT, it's going to have a fresh one on it as well, guys. So if there is anything majorly wrong underneath the car or any of the suspension components, guess we'll find out then. Valet wise, it's not really too bad, to be honest, guys. I think it could just do with a wash in and out and sanitize over the parts. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get done with the car. Not really too much work involved at the moment, so fingers crossed it stays that way and I don't need to do too much on this car and I can get it ready for sale. I'm definitely looking at a substantial margin on this car. Fingers crossed if everything is in working order, but hopefully everything goes well this week and I can get this car ready and advertised sometime next week. But by the time you see this video, car should be for sale, if not sold, hopefully. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this one, and if you have any questions regarding this car, comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll do my best to answer those queries, because I do know a little bit about these cars, but I just don't want to bore you guys with every single common issue with this car and go over them, you know. So if you do have any questions regarding it, comment down below, guys, and I'll do my best to answer it. Guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm buzzing about this one. I've really enjoyed making this video and picking up this car. Fingers crossed everything goes well with the sale of this car, but you know, so far I'm over the moon with this. My first impressions, fantastic. Love this car. So I'm going to end this here. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you on the next one. Take care, guys.